at least the glory in that third place spot in the group, just being inches away from that next chance after losing Singapore. But with that, that concedes the group, and that concedes this match, with the next match coming in really soon here between Philippines and Sweden. So we'll be back in quite literally just a few minutes. I've been Shiva joined by Semi. Semi, is it your last game for now, right?
Yeah, for now at least. I will be back at 16 UTC to commentate another match, and then, well, after that group stage is pretty much done. You know, there's only a few matches left. My bad.
Yeah. Alrighty, and with that, we'll see you guys in quite literally just a few minutes. If not, like, now, I don't know. I'll be joined by Haba and a special guest in Maito to come in here for Philippines against Sweden.
Right, I'll be leaving the booth. Take care, guys, and enjoy your commentary.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. All right, here we go then. We're back. Seamless as that, right?
Seamless, no problem.
Seamless as that, yeah. Philippines and Sweden.
Easy peasy.
This is so much more higher tier, guys. I'm excited for this one. I'm Shiba, joined by Haba and Maito as a special guest. Welcome, Maito. How are you?
I am doing very well. I am so excited to be here. It's been quite a long time coming, but finally on the OWC stage, and I'm really ready to get into this match. It's going to be a banger.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for this one. Philippines, Sweden, this new Philippines roster, I mean, bringing a lot of faces into this one. Zany, perhaps, those people to look out for with regards to specialist players. Against this kind of old guard Sweden, first time Sweden not swapping out a ton of players this year. All the new players they brought in, players from previous year's OWC, so we'll have to see if they can squeak out this victory. They need to win in pretty dominant fashion to make it out of this group in the top two.
Yeah, I think these two teams are so strong as well. I mean, Philippines having, unfortunately, like a couple losses into this tournament, but still having Nathan Ram. He's the big hero. He's the one that you see, and you're like, damn, okay, Philippines are still pretty stonked up, especially with how consistent he is, regardless of skill ceiling. But Sweden, on the other hand, they've generally kept the same roster that they have for a while here. Maybe aside from 1 or 2 losses from what I remember. But Sweden still have the same old, especially with Skilla around. And Skilla is a scary guy.
Yeah, Skilla, one of those main faces to look out for. Still just hovering around that rank 1500 range, but the BWS, that'll tell you the real story. Rank 15 BWS, I believe, these days. So covered in gold is Scylla, leading Sweden to victory time after time. Has to face off a very scary new Philippines roster. These bands coming through. Hard Rock 1 going to be the band from the Philippines. Hard Rock, one of those strong suits from Sweden, having those supporting players like Melwim, going to be players to look out for if they were to eventually pick HR2 in the future. But Alien Friend Request, unfortunately, not going to be sent out this morning.
So, Maito, I want to ask you, as somebody who's been a caster for other OS modes like Catch, for example, how do you find the difference in kind of game match difference, match quality? How do you feel about those? What do you think?
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting to see the difference, honestly, watching a bit more OWC this year than I usually would, of course, kind of leading up to this. And yeah, obviously the systems are pretty different compared to Catch, which is kind of my main game mode, which I cast over at the Catch World Cup. And yeah, it's pretty different. Standard, I would say, has a lot more chance to kind of seesaw in between points. You know, you have a lot of kind of massive turnarounds sometimes where it looks like a team's kind of coming up and it looks like they're doing completely well and dominating, but suddenly a few drops come in the middle and suddenly it's completely turned around, where as in Catch, you usually get a lot of close points quite consistently all the way like towards the end. So I would say that both modes can be like pretty exciting overall, but I would say that Standard definitely has kind of the ability to swing quite violently more than Catch. That's what I would say is kind of the main difference.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think on top of that, the reliance on combo being so much heavier compared to other modes, right? You know, for most modes, once you get up to a certain combo threshold, the kind of score locks itself, right? And accuracy is the big question mark. And I guess that's what makes them so close. That's me in the song, by the way. That's pretty epic. Thank you, Trosk. Anyway, other Pix bans, Nightmare Invitation ban from Sweden.
Yeah, Floaim is gone. Goodbye, Fremont Floaim. Hello, other tapping?
Hello,
it's going to be Nomad 2. First pick for Sweden. This speed roster. Speaking on old guards, I mean, we're going to be seeing some of those older Swedish players here, likely to be Andros, Grippe, those faces to look out for prior OWCs, my apologies. On for this Nomad 2, 230 BPM stamina focus, couple kick sliders. Don't want to miss on aim in the tapping map, as you always see with these kinds of maps.
Yeah, I think I'm a fan of this pick coming in from Sweden. They've always been a really, really strong mechanics roster, and I think you also have the roster to back it up always. It's been a really heavy mechanics core they've had for a long time here. I mean, Fail and Andros immediately are two players that you think of, with Trumpetino as well, who joins the moment I mention his name, almost like I speak him into existence. And with that, you've got a Good Grape as the fourth one. I didn't know that was a counterpart. I didn't know Sharitori had a brother. I didn't know that. What? Wait, that's crazy.
So it seems there's been a few name changes. I've also seen...
That's Grippe.
Yeah, that's Grippe for the Swedish roster. I've also seen Neutral Grape in like a stable leaderboard recently, and I'm going to look up and see who Neutral Grape is real quick.
Neutral Grape is Skier. Oh, Skier, you fiend! Skier! No, man!
There's an evil, a neutral, and a good grape, and they're all in different OWC country teams.
Oh my god, what a collaboration.
So Maito, do you ever have to pull your hair out from all the crazy name changes that come in for OWC?
Yeah, definitely. I think I saw earlier on a match, I think the Chinese team all decided to name themselves, or at least half of them decided to name themselves LOL, which I would say does get a little bit confusing.
I have to tell you that. I have to tell you. Because it's not a standard thing, that's like the one name change collab that everyone knows. Because the Lolos are effectively like just I think they're like a big gang, like kind of like I guess like a clan sort of, like Chinese players are all good friends.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone knows the Lols, but if you're a viewer who don't know the Lols from the Chinese team, you can actually type exclamation mark Lol to know who's who. And we do call them by their names, not their Lolos.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I'll tell you one thing though, Maito. One of the worst, most egregious name changes collabs we'd ever had was from the Philippines, who is playing right now, from 2023, where they all named themselves Hyok with a different last number.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh my goodness, that was the worst I'd ever seen.
I did watch a few Philippines matches, and the casters were definitely having a bit of struggle with that one as we get into this point as well.
When me and Jiro were talking about it, bro, like, Hyok and Alaguisma, I remember that one line was just so funny. Couldn't get the name right. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the match. There's a match going on, by the way. My bad.
Yeah,
there is.
Number 2 opening pick from Sweden.
Here it is. First break from Scylla, going to be traded by Ramu very early in this map. Better accuracy on Scylla and Zone Lewis with that massive drop. Going to be quite big for Sweden's first pick here. Good Grape, Trumpetino, Andros all looking very strong on these 99% accuracies. The 95 from Zone is going to be some massive struggle. Finally, Trumpetino finding the break a little bit further in. Those recoveries on the Philippines might start to matter if they are on this rebuilding phase.
Yeah, quickly as well, you got some of this rapid slider tech jumps coming in too, but the aim is really the biggest requirement here. It's more so the finger control, and sometimes depending on the pattern and the density, but it's not really too egregious for players of this quality, especially when you see how hard they're popping off in this drum solo with a big burst here, Stamina being the big hit. Down goes Grippe, but that's the only miss coming through from Sweden with Ramu to extend. It is the combos to just barely be in the hands of Sweden. It's so volatile though, as the last dud comes in. Kind of do or die straights coming in. Whoever chokes on this, whoever collapses to nerves, gonna really hurt. It's actually not very slightly for Philippines. Now that I see it, the Zone Release being 200 combo more than Trumpetino.
Yeah, it's looking quite good for them right now with that extra combo on Zone's side. Accuracy being built back up as well, but the double break, Ikarusi falls alongside Ramu. That's one of those FCs down for the Philippines and Sweden. They have caught a break here, and that's going to be big, avoiding that break point that Philippines was building towards. Jitteresh, finally the final FC to fall for the Philippines, and Scylla Andros, the dream duo, making it happen. OWC after OWC, first pick, handedly going to Sweden.
Yeah, it's a huge map here for Sweden, just barely evading what could have been otherwise a massive choke with Skilla, I believe, holding on to a huge recovery there, alongside some great scores from the rest. Not many able to have a significant drop. Andros with a full combo, if not a reverse choke on the slider break. And it's a good set of scores here from Sweden, and a good effort here from Philippines. Had we not seen a pretty egregiously timed double miss there, that could have been different. But yeah, it's a good start for Sweden, especially on their own pick. You don't want to go down and concede that breakpoint early.
Yeah, they kept it close there for a while, but then just towards the end, they couldn't quite keep up. Especially, I think, seeing those, maybe seeing those scores during the breaks definitely can play a little part into the mental and kind of holding on to your combos. And Philippines just not able to keep up with Sweden, and a solid first pick from them as well, as we wait to see what will come up next here from the Philippines' first pick.
Yeah, Philippines, very commonly a gimmick-forward team is this Philippines roster, especially with the new player Zany. You're looking at your Nathan Ram, Icarus, Zany trio for some of these reading maps. Likely a Chocolate Disco or a Hidden 2 could be strong in their future.
I think as well, you could potentially see a map that relies a little bit more on kind of snappy aim, or generally flow aim or hard rock. I think Philippines generally underrated on hard rock, but against Sweden, it's not something you really want to go into too much. And free mod as well. Sweden are a very scary free mod team, especially with Skilla around, probably one of the strongest hidden players in the world for the tournaments, that alone in this tournament. But it's Chocolate Disco to be the choice of Philippines with this. So the gimmick is the gimmick idea that you leaned into, Alpha.
Yeah, this Chocolate Disco map, been a cult classic for a little while in the pooling scene. Of course, Newton known for his reading maps. This one, no exception. Plenty of stack rhythm to go around for the crew, and the roster seemingly as expected for the Philippines. Nathan Ramzami immediately hopping into the lobby. Sweden likely to be that star player, the Swedish superstar Scylla, hopping back in the lobby alongside some new faces like a Lightning Fox, perhaps, is the standout gimmick player for the Swedish roster.
Yeah. It's map is very slow paced. It's very kind of relying on your discipline. You know, if I was a player having to play this map, I think my bigger issue would be trying to stay focused and not, you know, be distracted. That Zumi brain syndrome it would kick in a lot for a map like this. AR7 CS5 being forced to be precise, yet still read this such slow-paced map, 128 BPM, 3 minutes and 41 seconds long. This seriously tests your consistency, let alone reading and light precision into this too. I think for Philippines, it's kind of a dream map come true, and there's no doubt for Sweden you're going to be wrecking out Skilla in hopes that you can salvage something going into this, but I was surprised for Philippines to really mop the floor with a map like this.
It is often kind of Sweden on uncomfortable picks. It seems they really do kind of have that one kind of beacon of hope in Scylla to kind of pull through for them, but the question is, will it be enough on a map like this? And yeah, I definitely agree. Just looking at this map, it just looks like a sludge to get through. You're just going through all of this really tough reading, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Sweden can go against Philippines' first pick here, which I'm sure they're feeling pretty comfortable on.
Yeah, I think if there was any map in this pool, well, I guess most maps are like this for the most part, but if there was any map where viewers who don't necessarily play the game as much as others, this would be one of the main maps that they look at and be like, yeah, I can play this. This is in the World Cup. This is easy. And they'll see the rest of the
yeah,
map pools,
definitely.
and then they'll
Clueless.
be like, yeah, clueless, completely unaware.
Yeah, who put a 4-star map in my World Cup, guys?
That's what I'm saying!
They would never miss on a 4-star map.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, get me in there, come on.
This is easy. Like, surely the skill from playing catch will translate, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. But it's actually Sweden with a lead here.
I was gonna say, being generally a little fresh on your lore, I see you're actually kind of high ranked here for catch. Are there like other modes or other general like rhythm games that you play a lot alongside this, or is standard a mode that you've been playing a lot recently?
I have given Standard a little bit of a go, but not too much really, to be honest. It's mostly just catch, a little bit of Taiko as well that I enjoy playing. So I stay away from Mania. That's the main one that I kind of don't want to get my hands into, to be honest. But no hate to Mania, you know, it's just a bit too tough for me.
Yeah, when I'm a caster, I look at some of the maps and on other game modes, and I think like, okay, I get it. Like I don't know how the game works. I haven't played it, but I don't understand how this even like fathomable and processable sometimes. Yeah, a quick note there. First miss in the first in like a minute and a half coming into this is Jitterish to go down. But the rest of Sweden holding strong, which is honestly kind of scary. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, Sweden looking quite strong on this early. Jitterish Icarus also falling there. He's only matched by Trumpetino, and Trumpetino really coming into his own as an all-around player here, still trying to catch up to some of these reading skill sets this year, but very strong. Nevertheless, is Sweden holding onto that extra FZ is going to pay dividends as we pass the halfway mark. Phaon, Lightning Fox, so all holding on to quite strong accuracies above those 99 marks. Trumpetino finding a second break. The recoveries might start to build up a little bit now for Philippines, but they need one of those FCs to fall.
I think currently you're still just looking at these three combos here. I think notably, I mean, all three of these moves from Sweden holding onto their combos have great accuracy on top of it. They really don't seem to be the most uncomfortable on a map like this. And granted, it's not really too specialized. Most players at this level can hit it well. You do see some good scores coming in here from Zane and Nathan Ram with still good full combos with superior accuracy to the rest of Sweden. But it's 3 full combos
still holding
to 2. Yeah.
That it's still holding on here, Sweden. I mean, there's a quarter left to go, and still 3 combos going from Scylla, Phalan, and Lightning Fox. Philippines trying their best to build back up as well, but this lead just continues to get further and further out. Sweden holding onto their accuracy as well, and the map is coming to an end. This might just be a breakpoint here.
It's over. I think it's over. Nathan Ram can only do so much with this. Zany with, honestly, such a good attempt going into this. One of the rookies here for Philippines, making a first person in this tournament and doing a really good job for a map like this. Making his specialty known on a map like this with accuracy on the recovery too, but really nothing you can do. Trumpetino may struggle lightly, but that miss from accuracy, there's no hope left. Map's over. It's a breakpoint for Sweden going into this. And
wow. What a breakpoint for Sweden here, really pulling through with this triple FC. I mean, Zany, Nathan Ram, those main gimmick players for the Philippines doing what you expect, but slight underperformance from Icarus and Jitterish, and Lightning Fox, as expected, perfect combo for Sweden for that second break point. And this is a matchup where point differential can really matter here based off of how strong Sweden win this match. I mean, Philippines could jump from beating the group leader and being in position to make it out of this group in first place to dropping out into third place and starting their next week in the loser's bracket, which you do not want to see if you're a Philippines fan. So that breakpoint, very influential and very important to the rest of this match.
It's this match is a harbinger of chaos, like in every kind of facet. Scoreline could be different, match could be like score. If one team wins, it's a whole different story. If one team wins by a different margin, it's that much crazier. If Philippines lose 5-3 or worse, they lose 5-3 or worse, it guarantees Brazil out. So Brazil are honestly counting their lucky stars with the wins that Sweden have gotten so far and hoping that it can get even more one-sided with hopes, right? 2-0 is a good start with another pick coming in soon. Maybe leaning into another mechanics option here for Sweden. But yeah, if that happens, if there is a more convincing, if there's a win more convincing, either 5-3 or more, Brazil are out, and Philippines can go out third, despite beating the group winner, which is kind of insane. You beat Brazil, but you lose to Sweden and you're out. That's
group stages for you, isn't it?
Kind of crazy.
That's just how it goes.
thing on top of that as well. Even if Sweden win this, they make things really hard for Philippines, and they still have a chance of losing because they will make it a 3-way tie on match difference. Every team, if Sweden wins this, will make it 1-2. So it really depends on how one-sided Sweden make this. And it looks like DT2 is that next option.
Yeah, hopping into the tapping once more is going to be this Swedish roster. This one a little bit trickier, more stamina influence, a little bit less finger control, is going to be more focused on your raw tapping roster. This is a map that, at least according to group stage statistics, Philippines have beaten Sweden before. Just by a little over 100k, but Philippines have also done under 100k on this one when going against Brazil when they got their 4-way FC. So it's very dicey situation here for this map on how well Philippines is going to perform, especially with the elephant in the room. I mean, Philippines is dealing with some typhoon right now, so we'll have to see how that is affecting performance as well, at least mentally. There is a typhoon happening right now. It's a miracle they're even at this match.
It would really suck if Philippines were about to win and then just got typhoon diffed and half of them disconnect or something. Like, they knocks out like a cell tower or something. That would suck so bad.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. That would just be absolutely horrendous. But let's hope that they can continue playing and they'll be all right. It looks like Silla's switching sides. There he goes onto the Swedish side, and interestingly, Sweden, of course, has only played one match, but they've never won this map, and Philippines has never lost it. They've played it 2 times. They won both times against Netherlands and Brazil, so Sweden picking this is definitely a choice, but clearly they feel that they're up to the task.
Yeah, this massively depends on form, individual form. Philippines have had the better score of the 2 teams. However, Sweden, their best score is very close to their best score, and on paper, at least in my mind, are the more consistent tenured mechanics team. So when they pick this, they didn't put more practice into it. That makes things a bit scary here for Sweden. Oh, sorry, Philippines, I could say, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see the form.
Yeah, Philippines, as you mentioned, undefeated on this map so far, so this pick, if all goes according to plan, is maybe the double break point that the Philippines need to stay alive in this match, switch the momentum if possible, as we hop into our 255 BPM tapping, just a little above air, 10.3 density, not going to be too big of a problem, but here we are into our first ki, the triple into double patterns, the kick slider chains, not going to be striking anyone out, it's just accuracy dip so far in our early goings. The 96 from Silla, not noticeably known as a speed player, but assuming position, is the Swedish captain once more, doing his best to fill up for his team. It worked on Nomad too. We'll have to see if that story stays true as this map continues on.
I think he's blessed here as well. The fact that this map does not really have the longest chains in this. It's not going to be as raw intense on those singular chain stamina. You're more just hoping that these bursts and those moments of having those sliders instead of the long burst will catch you the slightest amount of stamina back to keep you on your toes. Keep that combo intact, as it's still an 8-way full combo with only accuracy making the difference here between these teams. And it's Philippines who have the lead so far, but this could go any way. We're halfway through and there's still an 8-way full combo here. This is so intense. This is all or nothing here for Sweden. And down goes St. Louis. That's a massive miss there. And I think the flip now, as long as they don't collapse towards the very end from stamina loss on that KI time, it's going to go massively here for Sweden. But it's not long as the guitar solo section is back in here. Some small 1-2 jumps that bit uncharacteristic of the map, but it still stands. Longer stamina here. If there's one time where Skiller needs to hold more than ever, it's now. And he's doing it.
Wow.
Oh my god, they're still holding on.
Nathan Brown missed
They're
too.
still going. Everyone holds, but Sweden just an unbelievable performance. Finally, Andros goes down, but it's safe to say that they have secured this point. At this point, the score continues to go up just a little more. And Sweden, what an unbelievable start to this match. They go up 3-0. And
Yeah,
Philippines back to the drawing board.
This is a disgusting team score from Sweden. 4.143 mil is ridiculous. And it's funny as well because you'd say Andros is probably actually the most tavern mechanically gifted player on here for Sweden, and only missing a little bit on a slider, not even missing on singular notes here. 0 misses from Andros. And with that, Skilla held on to a full combo, and so did the rest of Sweden. It is a disgusting team score from this team. And I mean, we knew these guys were great on tapping, but this is a different level. This is crazy.
Yeah, trying to avoid those slider breaks this time around. Luckily, only one came through in comparison to the 2 they got last time they played that map. The good grape buff is real, seemingly, as they close that one out, and along with it, the number 2 score on the DT2 for the weekend with that pick. Love to see if it holds through the rest of our matches today. But now it's Philippines. Once again, they really need to shift the momentum here. It felt like that might be a good map to do it, but the tapping so strong for Sweden on the day. And you're looking at Philippines to maybe go a different avenue here. Maybe look for a Nomad 4, Freemod 1. Maybe some of these control tech maps could be their way into this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, what do you really look for here for Philippines? If I was Philippines, I would instantly just think about Nomad. Be it Nomad 1 or Nomad 4. You don't really want to risk picking Hidden into Skilla when you saw Sweden honestly do a decent work on Chocolate Disco. You could see that reading skill pop out again. Freemod is a valid option, but again, Skilla Hidden. On top of the fact that Sweden have a myriad of really solid Harvard players to add on to that trouble. If anything, I'd say Freemod 3 could be an option, but it's not. It's going to be Coconut Love here for Philippines. Oh, this is so risky to me. Dude, you could see a Skilla FC, everyone else collapse, and you lose. This is so risky.
If anything, if there's any sort of consolation with a pick like this, it's the fact that with how many tournaments Scylla plays, there's a chance he's mind blocked way up with this map. It's Coconut Love, right? Like, this is like one of the most overpicked hidden twos of all time. I mean, Chiv doing a little bit of trolling here, but all players plenty familiar here. They play plenty of tournaments. They're all too familiar with Coconut Love, and gonna be a very aimey hidden two, one with a lot of cut streams, not much reading difficulty, very mild on the overlaps, but very tricky to just avoid the over aims on with how spaced everything is and how low BPM it is in comparison to other picks. So you're gonna be looking for the consistency, or the raw hidden consistency, and that's what Philippines is banking on.
Interestingly enough, I would say, looking back at when Sweden played this against Brazil, Scylla was indeed the only player on Sweden to really pop off there with NFC as well. So at least not mind blocked on that instance. Who knows this time around what might happen, but that's kind of just your average Scylla performance, to be honest. Really having the need for a bit more team support here, I would say, against the Philippines, who, funnily enough, did top score this in week 1 in group stages, but who knows how it's going to go down this time.
It could definitely change. I think you are looking at like Nathan Ram and Ramu, who are very much the most likely players to perform the best on this, but Zany has been a solid rookie, and Ikarusi, despite maybe not having the strongest showing on this map in this tournament, would probably be seen as an appreciated hidden reading player, even if it isn't mainly his primary specialty. Still very much a capable player of doing really good work. Did great work for Philippines last year, despite maybe not being the main face that you'd look out for as a main benefactor, still having some really good scores. This map maybe needing to be no exception, and I think for Sweden, you're just hoping that the average of this team can just do enough to enable Skilla's full combo, if it is a full combo, to make that point count.
Yeah, and Scylla looking for a little bit of backup on this hidden pick. Of course, Hidden and Scylla, 2 peas in a pod, but Lightning Fox, that main gimmick player for the Swedish side, much more comfortable on Nomad reading in comparison to the hidden reading. So far, only break to come through is on that Swedish side. It is going to be equalized by the accuracy. The 99.7s on both Scylla and Phaon drops a little bit on Scylla, but overall a very close quarters combat style map in our first PI.
So that's Phelan. That's a big miss there from Sweden, and that's going to kickstart the lead here for Philippines. still with that 4-way FC, and all 4 members having really impressive accuracy. With that first key item being hit, it's guitar solo section time now. Some bigger flow aim coming into this, which, you know, depending on who you are, is easier or harder. Really depends. Not
Oh
for
my
Philippines. This is much more difficult as 3 drop.
Oh no!
And in the blink of an eye, it's Sweden who take the lead back. It's just Nathan Ram.
And not even Nathan Ram now.
He goes down as well. Garo
No
misses,
way.
but still Sweden have the combo advantage here. They are far away in the advantage at the moment, and they get to the break as well. Philippines can see that they are fully in the mud. They
They're
need
cooked.
to come up with something. There's a quarter left to go, and still Lightning Fox and Scylla holding on to those full combos. Sweden blossoming out here to a 300k advantage.
I mean, it went from, like, anyone's map to not even close. And it was just from that single guitar solo flow section that led to the misses. Most of the map does not have patterns like that, but the one time it rears its ugly head, it ends up scaring Philippines all too much. And that's going to lead to a collapse big enough to give Sweden a massive, massive breakpoint against the team from week 1 to have been the strongest on this map, which is a huge, huge upset if you're asking me. That's 4-0 for Sweden.
My lord. Oh my goodness, 3 million team score barely overcame by the Swedish roster. Early misses, but pull through hefty in the end. And to just pour salt in the wound directly, going to be taking Philippines #1 from last week with that scoreline. And I mean,
man.
Sweden to take these points has been getting consistent top 3 performances on these maps. It's not like Philippines is doing outwardly bad or underperforming in a super major way, but Sweden as well, bringing this to match point when they need to the most. This is, I mean, Brazil is ecstatic at the moment with how
Yeah.
these point differential is going. Sweden on match point, their pick next. It's all eyes and all chains on Sweden's side.
Brazil are cracking cold ones right now, I have to say. They're cracking cold ones knowing that they're out of the top of the group. And I think you just have to, also add the amazing improvements from the Swedish players individually when you realize that a lot of the players from that hidden roster, maybe aside from Gyra, are also mainly the mechanical players for Sweden too. You see them a lot as well playing those maps. The well-roundedness of these players kind of becoming that new generation is so good to see. And it's formulating into a crazy upset, potentially sweep here, coming from Sweden.
That be something. Wouldn't that be something if they can just secure this final point? I mean, they've really started a fateful run here against the Philippines to keep that hope alive for the winner's bracket spot in the round of 16. I mean, you know, if they win this, Brazil is just watching on in utter delight, and they picked Nomad 5 to hopefully do the job.
I think you also have to note that if Sweden make this a 5-0, this makes their odds much more likely of winning out the group. If not guaranteed. They have to just beat the Netherlands in... If this is a 5-0 sweep, they have to beat the Netherlands in any fashion, and they win. They're out of the group. This is massive for Sweden. And I mean, look, Letter to the Black World only makes it harder for Philippines, let's be honest. Precision with Sweden, they are a great hard rock roster in general. This is a bit of a scary omen.
Yeah, it's scary, but it's also an unknown. This is a map that Philippines throughout our weekends have not played at all. Untapped territory with what the Philippines can perform here. In Sweden, their 2.4 million team score was it was okay, but definitely something that you'd want to improve on here, at least in comparison to the rest of the scores happening this weekend. I mean, this map played 26 times. They performed number 19 out of that 26, so not in the top half. And for a deciding point with an unknown Philippines roster, it's going to be a little tricky.
At least they won the point though, right? Despite that kind of, I guess you could say, underperformance relative to the other teams who played this map, they did still beat Brazil, so you know the track record is there. It's just the question of if they can actually you know, kind of keep that track record going against Philippines, who really, I mean, they've got nothing to lose in this match now. They're down love to fall. Their backs are against the wall. You know, there's a typhoon outside. Everything's gone against them today so far. But they still have another chance at least to bring one back.
There is still a chance, man. If they win this and formulate a comeback, winning on TB, they are still
A
safe.
reverse sweep
They are still
would
safe.
be something.
That's the kind of
Yeah.
mindset you have to drive into if you're Philippines right now. Like, listen, this is all or nothing now. If we lose this, if we lose this still, we can still maybe make it out from, the tie, but it's very unlikely. Philippines just have to put everything out on the table and just bring it back if they can. But Sweden are red hot with their own pick, with a map that works really well for them on paper. Do or die straights here for the Philippines.
Here's how the Philippines can still win.
Go on.
No mod 5
Here we go.
breakpoint. Free mod 1, get your players uncomfortable mods, make that be the next pick. It's also a tech map. You lean into that gimmick. Boom. Sweden picked DT1. Surely they breakpoint that too. That's how Philippines win.
Nathan Ram could also just become Filipino Faker and just FC everything.
Oh,
well, man.
Look at what you've done. Look at what you've done.
Oh no.
That's probably one of the
So
most...
released as well.
Oh god, Nathan, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. That is a crazy cast to cast. Alright, well, Melwem on the bright side here, Philippines does also go down, so the recovery from Nathan Ram is there and noticeable, but still 3 combos to 2. You're looking for somebody to slip. And I mean, I don't know, if it were me, I would not really be looking at Skilla to miss. Maybe not Trumpetino either. Maybe a hope of Andros can go down, but his accuracy is looking really solid. He himself is also looking really comfy on this. Oh, Skilla!
Skilla.
Oh, there's
Wow.
Scylla.
This can change things.
Gonna go down again. Philippines are in the running here. They have the score lead for now. The question is,
big
can they
7.
hold it? Zoe goes down. Another miss there as well. Can they hold towards the end of this map? There's a quarter left to go.
I think they got it. 53,000 score.
Oh
my
my
god.
God.
Short, a quarter of the map left to go. A big collapse from Sweden. We may not see Filipino Faker, but Philippines are definitely not down just yet. Let's make that clear, all right? Let's make that clear.
Or maybe just Filipino Faker has changed hands, perhaps. With
Maybe it's Ramu.
it's Ramu holding.
Who
Yeah.
has a rookie setting a great score right now.
Yeah, phenomenal score from Perhap, and the 3 million score line breached. And speaking of top scores for weekends, that is going to be the number 2 score for the weekend, beating out Norway's number 2 by 1K.
Are we for real, bro?
Oh my.
Are we for real? Oh my god, man. Come on.
Backs against the wall. They really performed there. I mean, Ramu and Perhap, those 2 players on the right side, double FC, and you know that they're not out. It's their pick, and they're still here with a chance. I mean, it's still the exact same nothing to lose scenario. I mean, they everything to play for, nothing to lose. They just have to put it all out there. So let's see what they go for.
Right now, Philippines, you've learned that precision is an option. Maybe show off showdown is in the cards here. But
Yeah.
I think, like you called, Hover, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them leaning into a free mod. Just generally speaking, they're a good free mod roster, but you have to be scared of Skilla's potential, alongside the hard rock potential of a lot of the players from Sweden.
Yeah, I'm looking at a free mod 1, I'm looking at a hard rock 2, both as potentials now that precision is an option. I'd even be happy to see a DT3. I mean, Philippines has a phenomenal alt roster, really good snap alt roster. Nathan Ram known to have solid finger control. I mean, all kind of lines up with what the Philippines is known for. I feel like attempting to reading abuse the Swedish roster, not gonna work. Coconut Love, Chocolate Disco, throw it in the bag, didn't work. But going for control maps, no mod 4, solid secondary option, not mad at this at all.
I think generally a map that we could see Philippines rocking into. Generally good fans of Tech and Gimmick. Despite missing quite a lot of the strong players that made them almost devastating on a map like this, still having really good members. I think Nathan Ram, obvious, Icarus as well. From what I remember, I believe to be a really strong tech player. And perhaps as well coming in again, if assuming he's still sticking around from before.
Yeah, likely roster there. Maybe even Zany here. I would not be surprised.
That's a wild, yeah.
I'm unsure if Zone plays a map like this, just because I'm unsure how well the mouse game does on the high velocity sliders. But do see Zany poke in the lobby for a moment, so perhaps to be the roster.
From what I remember, Zone's more so a conventional type, capable of doing decently well on a map like this. But I think there are just generally Philippines having a bit more comfortable 4-man core without him.
I don't think that's the right side, Grippe.
That's Grippe. That's Philippines, buddy. Are you sure, bro? Blood thinks he's on the team.
Blue team.
Blood thinks he's Filipino, bro.
And now Gyra did the same thing before for a while, but you didn't catch it. Seems that Sweden have found their side now, and looks like Philippines are just kind of going with the same roster that they've had on this one twice before, and indeed the same one that's won this point 2 times against those 2 teams that they played. So pretty much just hoping that continues through. The track record is there, of course. Today has proven the track record's on everything, but this is a solid pick, I think. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, well, I have to note as well, Snowmod 4, an OS original from... Oh, wait, I need to remember the right one. Which World Cup was this one? Before I butcher it. Anyone able to save me here on which World Cup this one was from? Was it Mania 7 key?
That sounds correct.
That was Freemod... Wasn't that Freemod 2? That was,
wait. Oh, I need somebody to save me here.
I'm sorry.
I don't remember which one it was.
You.
I don't remember which one. Okay, well,
We're
it wasn't
all going
catch.
down.
It wasn't
The
catch.
ship's
We know
going
that.
down. No. This is not a catch original, at least.
Yeah. Regardless of that, is an original from one of the tournaments made by Vorso, and
Is it
being implemented?
Is it catch?
Is it catch? You're the catch
It is
caster.
catch.
I don't know.
Catch World
It
Cup
is.
quarterfinals number 3. The catch caster does not know.
I'm cooked, bro. I'm
White
cooked.
Dog, come on, man.
It's over. My memory is done, bro.
No
Kick me
way. It's your mode.
I'm not coming back.
Yeah, come to standard. Come to standard. We need more odds.
I'm throwing.
Anyway, onto the Nomad 4. We're already about a third of the way through, and you're noticing a couple of notable misses here. Gyro's going to gone down. Perhaps went down about earlier on. Lightning Fox at the very beginning, looking to get a reverse choke. Slightly in the favor of Philippines with 3 FCs to 2. Got good recoveries here from Lightning Fox in particular. Those rapid bursts changing, speeding up the velocity a little bit, but it's still Philippines to hold that lead as we get into the break.
Yeah, very good stuff here from the Philippines side. The peaks are peaking all S ranks held on the side of the Philippines. Lightning Fox being able to trade out. That break from Perhap is keeping them in the game alongside those accuracy drops from both Feyon and Gyra. I mean, the double 97s versus the 99.5 on Zany, the rookie, showing up in a big way here. This is such a difficult map to get the accuracy on because you have to follow the sliders. There's some sneaky slider ticks in here that are very difficult to see in the moment, but you look a little closer, you see those little white dots. You have to aim every single one of those. Icarus, Gyra, both with the double break. We'll have to see if those are Fancho or real, but 40 combo deep looking like a real one, and those trades are only going to be helping out the Philippines here as Nathan Ram and Zany doing what they do best, perhaps with this recovery combo, putting in work.
Is there some momentum they need? Zany with a fantastic score, coming in as one of the high potential rookies that people have their eyes on for this team. And he's making that really pay off, not only being a good asset on this reading, but making this tech look like child's play. And you've got Nathan Ram as well, soon to be matching that accuracy of 99. These are some brilliant scores. Zany finally misses, but really, it's not that crazy. Wait, no,
Wait
yes,
a minute.
it is. Yes, it's crazy. Wait a second. 4 digits from almost 3 members here. Sweden are just a few notes away from taking it, but Phelan falls, and that is still keeping Philippines alive. Oh my god. What a jump scare that was.
Oh my god. That was thoroughly close from Sweden to getting that break point. A couple unfortunate breaks just halting that momentum there. from the scoreline. Zany still with that S rank. Nathan Ram closing out the FC was a must FC situation for the Philippines to keep that point in their favor. And Sweden, it's back on their side. It's going to be very curious what they opt to go for next. Both of their pick points have come from the raw mechanics, the raw tapping. We'll have to see if they decide to opt into a different kind of mechanics here with regards to maybe a DT1 as close as they're going to be getting to that skill set.
It's another scary moment there where Sweden almost brought it back, but not this time. Maito, is this how Philippines win?
Yeah.
Are they doing it?
I don't want to say anything. I prefer not to speak. I don't want to curse them. I don't want to curse anybody, and the next point goes horribly. But I mean, one thing is for sure is that they've got the momentum, and you know that is a big factor in a lot of matches, and that can really carry your team forward. The question is kind of what's the next move, I suppose. Obviously, it's Sweden's pick, but you know, I wonder how kind of Philippines might play into that, but they have the momentum for sure, and the question is, will they be able to keep carrying it, or can Sweden finally close it out?
It is going to be the DT1 Desire Shooting Lucient. Going to be our custom double time map for this pool. What the doctor ordered for Miles here, a little bit more Toho in the OWC pool, and Sweden looking to close out the match with it. They double picked the tapping, this a little bit of near 240 BPM aim and burst action, looking to strike Philippines out on those mechanics.
This is a banger. Toho DT1. Name a better duo. We've seen too many iconic bangers from the franchise come in as a DT1 map. Lucent mapping it too. Banger. I remember Shiv saying on the map for Showcase, you know, Lucent was hesitant on coming to map for this year, but Shiv gave him the ultimatum of letting him map Toho DT1, and he said, screw it, get me in, and that's what happened. And now we're here with Desire Shooting being the DT1. This one being 809 DT, it being slightly lighter on this approach rate, so it's not going to be as rapid coming at you as you would usually expect from most DT1s coming into a tournament like OWC. But with this being group stages, it's very much more based on consistency and the occasional spiking of tapping mechanics and just general aim on top of that. I more see maps like these as just like a bit of a higher BPM no mod 1 with some bursts in there, you know?
And for the Philippines, this is a must-win situation. I mean, this point differential, again, still very important if they want to make it out of this group unscathed. If Sweden beat the Netherlands after taking this point, I mean, they are down to third place. They have to start from scratch on the losers bracket. And I mean, if you are another losers bracket team, you do not want to see the Philippines down there this early.
No, you don't. You really don't. Philippines are like early stage demons if they get the chance. I think that their biggest scare in OWC history was when they almost upset South Korea in the 2023 semi-final stage. And granted, they may have had some of the best players in the world at that time, being seed 5, but you know, against South Korea, South Korea we're talking about here. You know, the team that took US to tiebreaker in grand final. You know, it's a serious team. And they were 4-1 up until they choked it, and Korea came back with a very, very scary full force. So, Philippines kind of history in that regard for being quite terrifying in lower stage. Also, last year having a couple good moments there too. Going against tiebreaker against equally scary early stage merchants in Ukraine. And I believe just barely winning or losing. I don't remember actually the result of that tiebreaker. But that was a great match from what I remember. I believe that was the only grand finals last year in quarterfinals as well, which is crazy considering that had way more matches than any other stage. But yeah, that was OWC 2024, that one OWC where there were like barely any tiebreakers at all. But we made up for it for getting 2 in semifinals, so that was fine.
It all comes around eventually. It evens up. It evens up in the end.
Who knows? Maybe we get a back-to-back TB on this matchup if Philippines come back. That would be a dream.
Imagine.
It's possible. DT1 is in their alley. We've seen it before, and with an early miss from Andros on this DT1 to start in the first opening kind of intro KI time, it's a good start for Philippines.
Yeah, Philippines bringing out some extra players here. Lord Gabriel finally making his first appearance in this matchup, I believe. Also, a new roster member for this Philippines squad, DT Specialist. Not present in the DT2, but present now for our DT1. First Ki coming through. Spacing very comfortable. One of the more comfortable maps in this pool. We've seen a number of triple FCs, even in our lower contender stage. Andros finding another break to come through, matched by Grippe, the good grape, fallen bad, gone rotten. Quad FC for the Philippines.
Not the best grape in the basket, clearly, is he? Come on. Clearly not a red grape. Because red grapes are the best grapes. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And if you disagree, you're just subjectively wrong. Anyway, Jitterish misses, but that's still 3 FCs to 2 for Philippines, so it's not the worst.
Yeah, they're still going strong here at the moment. There's halfway to go now, and still 200k in the lead at the moment. Here we go into the next chorus, and everybody's still holding on. Malwem goes down. It's only going to be even better here for the Philippines. Scylla, Andros, Good Grape, those guys building back up, but they just need to see some misses here from that trio of FCs on the Philippines. Otherwise, nothing is going to change.
Yeah, it's just Skella alone on this full combo. But with that, you got 3 full combos here from Philippines. Sweden are slipping away at the seams here. One of those maps that you'd see on paper as one of their staples. Philippines are more than capable of playing on a map like this, and that's the mistake Sweden made here. Giving them 1. Give Philippines an inch and they'll take a kingdom. May even take your odds of making it out of group stage at the top and forcing you to lower bracket, because Philippines are still soaring ahead here with a 650,000 score advantage and gaining here to make this breakpoint possible and to make tiebreaker possible.
Say, what was it I said in that Nomad 5? Something about they win the Nomad 5, then Sweden picks DT1, and Philippines wins Nomad 4, Free Mod 1. I think it's Free Mod 1 next, guys. I think it might be Free Mod 1 next.
Someone needs to go to Hubba's room and see if he has a crystal ball, because that's pretty crazy.
The prediction just keeps unfolding.
Yeah, some crazy levels of clairvoyance there, Hubba. Is it the Peplop difference? Is it the Peplop difference? Is that why?
He just read you just read the script, right? You read
they sent me it. You guys didn't get the email? What's up with that?
Nah, I didn't. Sorry.
Wait, I got the script here. Wait. Grand Finals, South USA 7-0. Oh wait, that's 2019.
Oh yeah, that is 2019. Yeah.
Sorry.
Tough. I thought that would go in the spam folder by now. That's been a couple years.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna.
Still holding on to it
for me.
Yeah,
okay. It's the UK had to also have the same treatment in finals, so it's a pain point for me. It's kind of like a reminder of to be humble, and that we're okay now.
Philippines. Is it
Fool's really being eaten up?
What other options do they have? I suppose DT3 is still available. Either free mod is good. Honestly, any map remaining is not bad. Now that the pool has dwindled down, it feels like there's either 50-50s or just blatant Philippine slightly up.
What's this next pick coming in here for Philippines?
I mean, it's got to be a 1 slot. I think it's Nomad 1 would be slightly troll, Free Mod 1, DT3 a little less so. I like the control, but they are going to take a timeout to ponder it, so certainly not bad. Giving everyone some time to ponder, actually. It just feels like with our remaining maps, it's a lot of aim and a lot of control tech. You have Hidden 1, Free Mod 1, kind of similar maps. Free Mod 1, surprisingly, the more dense of the two, with that Air 9.2 unfolding there as well. Free Mod 3 is the most standout of our remaining maps, a little bit higher BPM aim there, with it being around 250. Could make a little bit of difference with how dominant that DT1 victory was, about as close as you're going to get to that. So, interesting scenes here.
Have to wait and see. Timeout being there to give Philippines a little bit of extra time, maybe to practice on a specialized map, which is definitely an option here. I think if that was the case, it's more likely Free Mod 1, no? Or Hidden 1?
I would say so.
since Coconut Love, which was very early in this match, we haven't seen Hidden be whipped out by either of these teams for a while here.
Yeah, and I mean, it's dicey. I mean, Scylla on any map at this point. I mean, I don't think Hidden Scylla is much of a worry for the Philippines, seeing as Scylla is kind of just FCing any map no matter what right now, really on this hot streak. So the free mods, the Hidden's not as scary in that regard. You're just looking for that slight edge, and it looks like so far in this pool, the picks that they've won have been more control forward. The Nomad 4 being the most notable of the picks, the maps that they have picked and won. So free mod 1 closest to that, likely to be the pick if they are practicing something at this moment. And the most volatile map remaining in this pool.
Yeah, true.
HR2!
Oh, it's Hard Rock 2!
What?
What?
Huh.
I mean, hey, they did beat them on Nomad 5, but I guess that was what they're preparing for. Warming up for that Hard Rock. Oh, this is so sad. This is so dangerous.
This is sick.
They have
I
safer
mean,
options, right? Like, what about Nomad 1? Like, Nathan Ram is kind of a Nomad 1 merchant, no?
Yeah, this...
I would be thinking Nomad 1. You got Zone, you got Nathan Ram, you got Icarossi. Like,
Well, Sweden is like the aimers of all time. You see Sweden in 4WC and they're 4-way SSing Nomad 1, so I'm happy they didn't pick that one in comparison. But this map for both teams is just so sick. I mean, you have the precision low BPM control, a little bit of an edge for the Philippines because it's low BPM, it's tapping-ish, like a little bit of finger control should be solid. But you have to think about the nerves. This is a do-or-die map for the Philippines. The nerves on precision is going to be so scarce here. And you're really going to be keeping a close eye on these players, especially these rookies being put in a position like this.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at I mean, if Sweden have been looking at you know, their group stage position, if this point falls through for them, then their hopes of that round of 16 winners bracket are over. So, you know, there's a lot riding on this point, honestly, for both teams. I mean, going to tiebreaker, but I think a lot will be on the mind of both. I can't imagine that the Swedish players don't know that the position they're currently in. And yeah, I mean, they really just have to lock in. Philippines fully have the momentum now. The reverse sweep is on the horizon. You know, we didn't think it was going to happen, but it's here now. It's here, and it's ready to come at us full throttle.
It's so possible, especially with the TB being so doable for Philippines, without a doubt. It's a big question mark. Another one to note, what a great map to have it be the biggest stakes of this group stage. Show of Showdown, an O's original, the only O's original from this OWC so far in group stage, from Memo Demo, mapped by a mapping goat in Chaos Litz. What a brilliant original here coming out for OWC 2025. And what amazing stakes we're seeing this too. Do or die. 2.5 minutes long of this techie flow precision that can make things very tense and very volatile.
Yeah, a lot of the trust for the Philippines being put in these new members. New and old. Zone Luis and Nathan Ram, the veterans, but a triple break early for the Philippines is going to spell disaster early. That's a very tragic start for the Philippines.
It's a really bad start here. Sweden look at this map and see the most tantalizing opportunity, especially with that break coming in as the first QI kicks in. Another part to know about this map, aside from the flow and the techie aspects of it and its precision, it's pain-controlled jump scares with nerves applied to it too. It can seriously sting you on the aim if you're not prepared for it, as Chompatino is the first victim of the KI time. That triple hit from the rest, another one there, missed from 2 members of Philippines, and that is going to scale the snowball for Sweden as they build and build to a 250 and gaining 1,000 score lead. For this map, it's win and make it out, or lose and go tiebreaker. What a better kind of way to do it. But this time, Sweden are not letting that slip one bit. Reverse sweep not going to be in their nerves, as for the first half, they are soaring with flying colors here.
Yeah, accuracy is looking so strong. It's those full triples that struck out the newer roster members. Gabriel perhaps just having a little bit of struggle on those higher BPM trip ups and perhaps finding another slider break there. 500k and growing for Sweden. It's just not the result that you needed. And Philippines, they're going to be seeing it at the break, how far away they are. Sweden, I mean, their only chance is a quad break at this rate. Even if Trumpetino was the only one to hold at this point, that might just be a big enough wall to prevent anything else. And Nathan Ramzone Lewis, the Seoul FC, it's all too little too late. Another break from perhaps is the nail in the coffin, and the final FC down for the Philippines. A disastrous final pick for them. And the Sweden Triple FC.
I mean, this is savage.
You said it was risky, right? You said it was risky to go into this, and Sweden showed them exactly why, and they just keep their hopes alive coming into that Netherlands match, and they do it in style here.
Not hesitant at all, despite it. Sweden will finish it off by giving Philippines a good spanking on this Hard Rock 2. I mean, look at this difference. 1.07 million score, 3.6 million team score, effectively a triple FC on this original. Sweden will, although maybe shivering a little bit in their boots after seeing the stakes that could have been had they lost this map and forced tiebreaker, definitely happy that they went out with a bang. It's such a great team score on this map.
Not just a great team score, the team score. Another #1 that Sweden has taken in this matchup, beating out Japan's team score. I mean, Sweden has just like taken everything in this final matchup. Any naysayer,
Sweden are built different, man. I'm telling you, they are
unreal.
It is insane that this team continues to place at this level in qualifiers. When I wouldn't say they're top 8 by any means, but this team has had Cinderella stories. 2023, or it was, I believe 2023, if not last year, they went on a run that got them to top 16 when their highest result before that was top 32 from what I remember, or something along those lines. I don't exactly remember, but no, was it top 12? It was top 12. They got top 12 for the first time in their country's history after the highest placement being them before that was being 24th, like top 24 from what I remember. That was This is basically the same roster except for one member. This is the Sweden that I know that can do so well, and the Philippines is one of those next victims, and maybe being the thing that will make Philippines go to losers in this group, because Sweden now have to face the Netherlands later today at 19 UTC, and depending on how dominant that goes, that could guarantee their spot in the top 2 and go to winner's side.
I mean, they're going to be coming at the Netherlands full hog, just throw absolutely everything at them for a really good result. And that's only coming up, not too far away. And now everyone knows the story. That match still having so much riding on it as well. That's what makes group stages so exciting. Even late into them, there's still storylines unfolding, and I'm sure there's others coming up as well. We've still got a full schedule in the upcoming matches.
Groups are so stacked. Groups is so stacked. Next match that will be on your stream here, from what I believe, is going to be Kazakhstan, Ukraine. I think Uruguay, Belgium will be on the B stream. So in about an hour's time. But if you want to go over to the B stream right now, Kazakhstan are going against Peru at the moment. So I definitely do suggest going over there in a moment. I don't know if we're going to be raiding or not. I'm not sure what want to do with that. But with that, Maito, what are your thoughts? You had a lot of fun?
I absolutely did. Thank you guys so much. I've had a fantastic time, minus a couple memory blunders, but we can move past those.
It's only one.
We can pretend, it happens.
I'll forget a standard original in my career. It's okay.
Apart from that, thank you guys so much for having me. It's been an absolute honor, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your casting journey in this OWC 2025.
Thanks for joining us, Maito.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. That's Maito, ladies and gentlemen, your catch World Cup caster, one of the best talents here for OWC in that game mode. And that'll be it from Hubber and I. But we'll be back pretty soon on the A stream for Kazakhstan, Ukraine. I don't know if we're going to be sending to B stream, but if we do, go over there to watch Kazakhstan and Peru duke it out for a big stakes match here in the groups. Until then, guys, we'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you then.
See ya.